I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. During Wednesday's House Oversight Committee hearing, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez pressed gun manufacturers about their advertising methods. She grilled Daniel Defense CEO for an advertisement that features a man with a fall knot tattoo, a symbol that one witness claims to be increasingly embraced by white supremacists. The executives claimed to be unaware their advertisements had such imagery. The representative also asked the witnesses to condemn their industry to marketing materials to domestic terror threats.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like us to just dive right into it. I have a photo that I'd like to pull up for the committee and our witnesses to be able to see. Can we get that pulled up? It's on. Okay, perfect. Mr. Daniel, you are CEO of firearm manufacturer Daniel Defense. This photograph is from an advertisement featured for your company. Do you know, I'd like to draw your attention to that red tattoo featured in your company's advertisement. Do you know what that tattoo is? Mr. Daniels?
Madam Congresswoman, I'm not sure this is our ad. Can you show the whole ad? Is this our ad or someone else?
Yes, this is your ad, Mr. Daniel. This is an advertisement for your company, Daniel Defense.
Why is the brand name not in the photo?
No worries, no worries. So this is featured prominently in your advertisement, that tattoo. You've indicated that you don't know what it is, but Ms. Sampson, as an expert in this area, can you briefly tell us what that tattoo is?
That's a fall knot, and it's a symbol that has been increasingly embraced by white supremacists.
So, Mr. Daniel, you may or may not know, but your company's advertisement prominently displays iconography associated with white supremacist movements. You can also find it in this other photo that I will be pulling up right now. Right there from January 6th, you can see the fall knot right there on this gentleman's chest. Mr. Daniel, yes or no, are you aware that your advertising department uses imagery affiliated with white supremacist movements in its marketing materials?
No, ma'am, I don't think we do.
Reclaiming my time, thank you. I apologize, I just have to move a bit quickly to fit these questions in. Mr. Bussey, you are a former firearm, reclaiming my time. Mr. Bussey, you are a former firearms executive. Do you think that the use of this kind of imagery is welcomed and encouraged in marketing for the firearms industry as a former executive yourself?
I don't think it's welcomed and encouraged, but I think it's looked away from. And I think that there is a aura and an approach in the industry where any single gun customer is good, no matter how detestable their views or their actions may be. And I saw dozens of examples through my career of the acceptance of or looking away from racist things. I think that's different than seeking it out, but I don't think it's properly controlled or addressed.
So in your experience, you believe that a lot of gun manufacturers may turn a blind eye to these kinds of instances?
Yes, Congresswoman, that's correct. I think they've turned a blind eye because the industry has within its DNA now the belief that any single new gun owner is good no matter what they do or how they market. And that's why you heard earlier the representatives from Ruger and Daniel Defense, both of them who sat on the NSSF board, would refuse to condemn the ads.
Thank you, Mr. Bussey. And the toxic marketing does do enormous harm. We've seen the results with white supremacists using these weapons to target and kill Black Americans shopping for groceries in Buffalo, attending church in Charleston, targeting Jewish communities in Tree of Life. And Mr. Daniel, once again, as the CEO of Daniel Defense, yes or no, do you believe that members of identified extremist hate groups such as the Proud Boys or Oath Keepers should be able to purchase the AR-15 style rifles that your company sells?
Congresswoman, we're regulated by the ATF through laws which you pass. We are very good at only.
Thank you. I apologize. I just have a limited amount of time. Thank you. Turning it to you, Mr. Killoy, you are a board member, a CEO of Sturm, Ruger and Company. You're a board member of the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Mr. Daniel, you are also a board member of the NSSF. Mr. Killoy, Palmetto State Armory is a firearms company that's a member of the NSSF. Now, I'd like to pull up another photo. As a member of the foundation that you're in, right here, Palmetto State Armory has used imagery clearly designed to appeal to the FBI-identified far-right domestic terror threat, Boogaloo Boys, with products such as this AK-47 style pistol designed in the same floral pattern that is often used by these group members to identify one another. Mr. Killoy, as a board member of the NSSF, do you condemn marketing firearms to identified extremist groups such as the Proud Boys or Oath Keepers or Boogaloo Boys? Yes or no, do you condemn your industry explicitly marketing materials to domestic terror threats?
Congresswoman, the National Shooting Sports Foundation does not control individual member companies.
But this is a member
or
of
their
your
ads, and I
foundation,
take
Mr.
exception
Killoy.
But I take exception to the fact that, you know, I can assure you there is, we do not tolerate racism or white
Do you
supremacy.
condemn
in anything we
marketing
do
these
at Root.
materials? Do you condemn marketing these materials to Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, or Boogaloo Boys? That's all, Madam Chair. It's just a yes or no.
Congresswoman,
answer the question.
I didn't know that was, I'd never seen that ad before, and I didn't realize that's what it was tied to. And I'm not an expert in that field.
So
It's not our
we
ad.
don't have an answer
The
here.
lady's time has expired.